Hello and welcome to Set, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you who are searching for human sexuality in the age of artificial intelligence. And there are a lot of things to come, there are a lot of things to happen in the near future because artificial intelligence is more powerful than the pre-internet age, post-internet age, and the smartphone age we have seen in the recent past. Now, however, it also affects our views on human sexuality as a whole because there are sex robots. So, I talk about everything in this channel, but remember one thing, there is no vulgarity involved, and I don't promote any kind of vulgarity. Although I talk about human sexuality and sometimes sex robots that are replacing human partners, real human partners in your real life. Now, today's topic is a little bit human specific. I mean, of course, you have heard about the sex object theory. I mean, a female body in a male dominated society, sometimes and more often, not sometimes, more often, treated as an object of sex. Okay, I will discuss this topic today. Whether we know that this is wrong, that's a different topic altogether. But whether our human body is a sex object or not, that is to be decided, isn't it? So, to do that, let us first see how human body is made. Human body is made by some blocks. There are building blocks like chemical composition, cells, then the development process, fertilization, cell division, and differentiation. And after that, there are lot of complex process called three distinct germ layers that develop into the outer layer of the skin, hair, nails, and the nervous system. It gives rise to muscles, bones, cartilage, blood vessels, urogenital and circulatory systems. Then it forms the lining of the digestive tract and respiratory system, as well as internal organs like the lungs and livers. Then the fetal stage. That means over the next few months, the embryo transforms into a fetus with recognizable body parts and organ systems. It is all happening inside a mother's womb. After approximately 40 weeks of pregnancy, the baby is born. Okay. Then comes the further growth and development process. Post natal development, that means growth and development continues after birth, influenced by genetics, hormones, environmental factors, outside factors. This includes physical changes like height and weight gain, as well as cognitive and emotional development. And here are some additional interesting facts that our bodies are estimated to contain around 37 trillion cells. 37 trillion cells. You can Google around it. 37 trillion means what? That means how many billions? To make, we need to make 1 trillion, then it 37 trillion. With the most abundant being red blood cells. Red blood cells are more abundant. And beyond human cells, interestingly, our bodies also harbor a vast number of bacterial cells, particularly in the gut microbiome, which play crucial roles in health. That means in our stomach, there are bacterial cells. Okay. That is why stomach plays a very important role in our growth. And some physicians, some scientists also think that stomach is the source of every disease, kind of thing. There is a theory like that. Anyway, now as we have seen, we can say that there are a lot of chemical sales and whatnot. These are all objects, isn't it? So if I say that human body is an object, basically an object, what is the problem? What is the problem? It is just like another object, like any mouse or computer or something like that. But of course, it's a more complex object. The process is complex. The building blocks and the process, it's really very complex. But at the core, it is chemical composition, nothing like that, nothing more like it. I mean, we are primarily made of water around 60%, which is object, followed by organic compounds like proteins, lipids, that means fats, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids, that means DNA. These elements come from the food we eat and the air we breathe. Basically, two things are very important. One is food, and the second is air. Food and air mix together, and we grow. The fundamental units of life, our bodies are composed of, I say, 37 trillion of cells, specialized cells, each with specific functions. Now, this is kind of all these are objects. Then why should I not call a human body a object? And why this six object theory tells us that any human is negatively affected by being treated as sex objects. If we are objects, then we are also sex objects, isn't it? Because you have seen toys, sex toys, right? So we can treat human body as sex toys. What's the problem in it? Where is the problem in it? My question is this. But of course, I'm not trying to say that human body is a sex object. Don't misunderstand me. I'm just trying to raise a question for you to decide whether human body is a sex object or not. Because I told you that human body is kind of object because there are 37 trillion cells which are objects, chemical components, food, air, etc. Everything is object. So why don't we call a human body a sex object also? What's the problem in it? Now, the sex object theory was first proposed by psychologists Barbara Fredrickson and M. Roberts. Tomi-Ann Roberts and Barbara Fredrickson first proposed this sex object theory in 1997. It says that it primarily focuses on how women are negatively affected by being treated as sex subjects in a society which is male dominated, of course, and that emphasizes their physical appearance and sexual appeal. That means a woman, a woman or women are frequently subjected to sexual objectification, where their bodies or body parts are separated from their whole selves and viewed primarily as objects for male sexual desire. Now, I'd like to, uh, of course, I'd like to talk about in detail about the sex object theory in a later video because uh, it needs more attention. It needs more clarification and discussion. So, what I think is the constant objectification leads women men to internalize this external view, a process called self objectification. Self objectification means women start seeing themselves through the lens of an outsider, focusing excessively on their physical appearance and worth based on how others perceive them sexually. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. That means take care they and
Stay safe.
become a kind of victims. Okay, I will not elaborate this discussion more because I think I should talk about it later in great detail. There are a lot of things to talk about under the sun, and hopefully, uh, if you have already subscribed, many many thanks. If you have already not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and keep supporting Wooden Sled.